Hello, my crafty friends. Welcome back. Today I am going to be using junk mail I'm going to decorate it and make it into an envelope for my junk journal. So excited about this. I love doing junk journals because of the fact that I can use everything I have. And I don't like to waste things, so I'm pretty excited about it. So it's just a bill envelope that I got to send a bill in, but I pay by phone, so I don't use this. So you need to open it up and cut on this line right here on the top. You want to be away from the window at the bottom. So I'm just going to get on the crease. Doesn't have to be perfect. So there it is. It's right there. And I'm going to close this, but first I have to put a line. I'm going to do the width of my roller. Making a line right here. Okay, so I'm going to cut down the sides. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to go inside. Let me close this first. Hold on. I'm just wetting the envelope to close it. Okay, so this side, not a big deal. So I had cut the top right here, and now I want to go down this crease. It's not as hard as I'm making it out to be, but I'm trying to explain it. So I want to cut down to where the line is on both sides, just like that. Then I'm going to fold this over the one piece, the front piece, fold it just like that, and cut it where I have the line. Okay, and then this part, the back part, oops, I don't know if that's going to stay, probably not, is going to come over here. I have to glue that shut, but it's just going to be a little flap, so I'm going to curl around the outside of my envelope, and here it is, right here. So I just took off the front piece, not a big deal. Now I have two buttons right here, two buttons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew them onto my envelope. So I need to get my sewing basket. I have it, I literally just had it. I've threaded my needle. I took a ruler and tried to find the center point of my envelope, and I put dots on there for my buttons. So I'm going to start with the bottom button, which would be right here, this button. So this is not going to be really hard, as you would think. So you just want to try to stab through the area where you put your hole. And you want to be gentle because it's paper. Now I'm going to put my button on. Okay. So now I'm going to start sewing, my button. Very easy. just going in and out. Hold on 1 second. There we go. You just want to make sure you get it through the holes. And so you want to make sure that the button is secure. So I went around one time. I'm going to go around one more time. And then I'm going to go to the other button. So I'm going to go in the middle to the button, in the hole, one hole, then the other hole. It'll be so much easier to do the top part of the envelope. This part isn't as easy as you would think. It's not hard, but it's very odd to try and film this, because I'm trying to see what I'm doing while I'm sewing on a button. So there's my button right there. So now I'm going to tie a knot in my thread on the inside of the envelope. That is the ice cream man you hear in the background. Wasn't aware he was coming right now, so I apologize. He could sit there for a while. Okay, so I had sewed the button on. It's right here. And now I'm going to cut this. Okay, now the next button is going to be so much easier due to the fact that it's on the paper up top and I'm not having to stick my hand inside. So I put a little mark here, but I'm going to go up a little higher to about here. Put my button. Much easier, so I'm glad I did the other one first. So, like my first button, I'm going to sew this 2 times. Okay, this is going to be the hardest part of your whole envelope. But it's just, I'm trying to keep it so you can see it and I can sew it, but it's kind of hard to see while I have the camera right there. So oh my goodness, hold on 1 second. I can't see the holes when it's away from me. Okay, there you go. So now I'm going to tie a knot. Now for extra security on my buttons, I'm going to take some hot glue, put that on there, so that they will be secure. So I'm just going to put some hot glue in here right over where I sewed the button. Right like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing up here. I just want it to be secure. That is all. So I'm going to let that dry for a couple minutes. I have a piece of cardboard that I got out of a box, and I took my ruler and then I bent where the ruler was, and now I'm going to cut down where it was. It's probably going to be too long, but that's okay. It's going to be my pull out, if you just give me a moment, for my little peekaboo window here. So I just needed the cardboard so it would be stiffer, because I want, let me make sure this is dry. I don't think it's dry yet, but I'm going to want this to go inside the envelope right here so it covers the window, and then I can pull it out. It doesn't need to be this long, but I wanted it firm, so if I just used paper instead of cardboard, it wouldn't have been as secure as I needed it to be. So for right now, I am waiting on this to dry. It's almost there. Okay. Now, I have a beautiful, oh, before I even start with my peekaboo thing, I'm going to have to paint this or put some paper or something on this. But I don't know what I did with it. I don't know why I set my items up before I start, because once I get started, I start moving things around and then I can't find what I'm looking for, which really bums me out. Okay, so I got the cardboard cut so that I can put this in here, and it'll be lined up right here in my peekaboo window, and I can pull this out whenever I need it. But we're going to get back to that. I just needed time for this to dry. Now, I have rubbing alcohol, and I'm going to get some alcohol ink in the colors I like, so I can start jazzing up my envelope. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my alcohol inks. We'll see. Okay, so I have quite a few different kinds of alcohol ink. I got it for my resin. I bought it from Amazon. So this is resin pigments, and this kind is Sigwang. So here's my envelope closed, just like that, on the top. And I'm going to shake up my color blue, and I also need a straw. You can use a blowy thing. I got this in my camera case, or you could use a straw. So I'm not sure how much it's going to spread due to the fact that this is paper. So we shall see. So, and of course that's not opened. So we will try another color. I have sapphire blue. Now, it's seeping into the paper. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can blow it out. Bring it up here some. It does, but not as much as I would like, because it's just leaving dots on my page as opposed to spreading out like it does on other items. So I'm just going to continue to put some ink on here and see what I can do. Okay, let's see if I can blow this around a little bit. There you go. So my suggestion is put the rubbing alcohol on before you put your inks on, because it seems to help it spread. I'm going to show you in this corner right here what I'm talking about. I soaked that. Now let's try blue again. And get my, well, I'll get my puffer. So it does make it spread, but you need alcohol ink on it. So I'm just trying to add a little pizzazz to my envelope. Now I'm going to add some more blue because I need the blue to spread around. And I have the alcohol ink on here, so let's see. Move this closer. I like it. I like what it's doing. I like the fact that it spreads more with the alcohol ink. So spray it first. So I'm going to let that dry. But while that is drying, I am going to work on my little pull out, which I wanted to use. Move all this out of the way. I love sunflowers, and I have a beautiful sunflower napkin. I absolutely love it. I think it's very pretty, but I'm not sure how much I will be able to use on this, so I might just use the brownish black right here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to use the sunflowers because of the fact that they wouldn't show up. So I'm going to cut over here in this area. So I'm lining up my ruler, making sure that's even, and then I'm going to get my pen and go down, all the way down, and then open up my napkin so I'm not wasting the other side. I'm keeping the plies on here, but I'm going to go down here and cut gently, straight as I can. I like the wood on here, how it's got wood on like the side here. I love this napkin. So, there we go. Let me measure how much I need for my pull-out. So, I'm thinking to about the top of the envelope. Bending this down. I'm just guesstimating. Okay. Now I'm going to get my Dollar Tree glue, which is right here. And this is a more flatter side. The other side has more ridges than this side. So I am just going to glue the entire piece. I think I should do both sides now that I think about it, due to the fact that, you know, I'm going to be pulling it out. So I'm going to do both sides of my cardboard. So I'm going to cut up this side all the way down, all the way down. There we go. And I'm going to glue this on here also. So I'm going to work on that, and then I will come back. But right now this is what it looks like. I'm going to finish it on here. This, I'm waiting for it to dry, which is going to be a bit. So this is going to be a little bit to dry. I'm going to put my little blowy thing in here to help that stay open so it'll dry. But basically I am covering a piece of cardboard with my napkin. So I'm going to continue to do that. I believe this envelope is way too white. So I have coffee grounds and water in this bowl. So what I want to do is move this over, and dip my envelope in here. I don't mind the coffee grounds. Some people don't like that, which is fine. You could use them for added texture of the coffee grounds, or, you know, wipe them off when it dries. But I think it's just too white. So I am going to take my little eyedropper, put some more brown on here. It's not going to dry this dark, which is fine. I just don't want so much white. And when I eventually get done, I'm going to put this on a page. So it's going to be, you're not going to see the back. So I'm working on this, and of course it has to dry. And I also need my cardboard, which I have here, that I covered in a napkin. I need this to dry. This is the glue on it. So I need these two items to dry, and then I'll come back. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting and so much fun. I love nothing more than doing a junk journal page or junk journal pockets like I'm doing right now. I just like to be able to use everything that I have. So I had, before I went away to let this dry, and I had put coffee on it, and I think it looks a lot better. It's not as white. This side's white, but it's going to be on the page. This I made extremely long, and I waited for it to dry, and it was too long. So what I thought was, I'm going to go above. You know how when you have these little windows and it's glued on? I cut right above here, right here, to make a little pocket. And then I can put my little tab right in here, just like that. My goodness. And so here it is. And I'm going to stick some string on this so that I can pull it out. But I can put it on either side for my little pocket thing. And I just think it's scrumptious. So I am going to go on this side. I don't want the yellow flowers as much as the darker colors. So I am going to put a hole right here. It's not exactly center, so I'm going to move this over some more. Okay, now I have this mop head. I got it, Dollar Tree, and I want to use the strings from this, so I'm just going to take one off and cut it. I'm going to put it back in the bag that I got from Dollar Tree. I'll do that later, not right now. So I am going to separate, just like that, the pieces of the mop head. So I have that together. Now I'm going to put it in here. So I'm going to push it through with the scissors. Oh my goodness, such fun. Okay, so here's what it looks like right now. I'm going to tie a little knot around, and I think I want to fray these out some more if I can. That's just going to be fluffy. It's not going to really work out. So this way, when I put my little tab thing in here, I have these little strings hanging off that I can pull this out. And I'm going to jazz this up, but I'm going to get back to that. So I have this string of fake pearls, and I'm thinking I want to put it around my little window to make the window pop. So I'm just going to take my glue I got from the Dollar Tree and go around my window. This glue dries pretty fast. So go down, come around, and figure this out. Now if it's too tall or too long, I am then going to cut right about, thinking here, and then I need to square this up a bit, and add a little bit more glue. I don't think my glue's really open. It's not really coming out like I'd like it to. Okay. Like to square it off a little bit. Maybe if I cut it, it'll be more square, but we shall see. Okay. So here's what I have so far. This is going to take a little bit to dry, which is okay. So here's that. Now I have pieces of paper. I also, this little flower that I have on this envelope, I am going to cut out, and I want to glue it, excuse me, to this. So let's see. I don't like the way this looks. It's not square enough for me. I don't like it. So I'm going to put this back down on this side, and then I'm going to cut right about here. Glue that right there. And then this side, I want it more square. And it kind of doesn't look square to me, so thinking right about here. And then right here. That is so much more square for me, which I like it better. More square. Okay, to me that looks so much better than what it was looking. So now it looks more square. I need to straighten this out. And then there you go. It doesn't have to be this difficult, but of course I make everything a project. Okay, so here it is. So here's my little tab thing. So I am going to cut out this lovely flower. And of course I'm going to save the flower border around the envelope. One good thing about saving paper, it doesn't take up a lot of room, which is spectacular. And then I'm going to glue this right on here. I'm thinking I should trim around my flower and not have so much excess. So I'm going to do that. So now that I have my pearls on there, I have this piece of paper, and basically this was an envelope that I put it in coffee, and then I put a stamp on it. And I try to save all my pieces. As you can tell, it's the back of an envelope. So now I'm going to put some glue on this. And I'm going to stick it in this corner up here, just like that. I have this lovely flower. I'm going to use hot glue for this, and it just jumped out of my hand. I'm still just waiting a couple minutes for this. Here's my little flower on here. Hopefully you can see it. I'm going to open my little area. It looks like a little bookmark, which you could use it as a bookmark. Oh, I always hit the camera because I'm trying to do my crafting, and then I whap the camera. Sorry about that. And basically I'm just going to be layering this. This is my fox, I think it's fox, leather I had made, and I have a tutorial up on that, so if you want to watch that, it's on how to make fox leather. And I am just ripping And I'm going to use a piece. This might be too long. The shiny side up. Sometimes when I'm crafting I use a glue stick, which I think is kind of good because it's just easier. But right now I am just layering with different materials so that I can get a different feel and different texture. This is a lace doily. Just going to come over here. That's the fun thing that I mostly love about scrapbooking, junk journaling, making crafts, that you can use anything at your disposal that you have, which makes it just so much more fun because you're layering. With the items you already have. Now I had made these paper roses, which of course I have a tutorial on them, and I'm going to try and find one that's got the colors. Hope I have one. Some purple in this one, so I'm going to be using this. I'll use my hot glue gun. And then I have this tiny one, maybe this one. I'm thinking this one because it's kind of brownish. More hot glue. Put this over here. The strings are kind of a pain in the tushy. I have this little butterfly, thinking I'd like to put this over here. Right there. And the fun thing about this is just layering, layer, layer, layer. Fun, fun, fun. It's whatever makes you happy. So I just have several pieces of paper. I'm going to crinkle them up, fold them, going to add some of the doily, paper doily, and I'm just going to put them all together. Just as a little mishmash. Put some glue on it. Put it right here. So I need to get, some ribbon or excuse me, string. I'm probably going to use oh my goodness, what's the word? I am probably going to be using embroidery thread to go back and forth on this. I also have this lovely bumblebee that I think is just scrumptious, and I want to hang my bumblebee off of, my goodness, sorry, the clasp is coming apart and I don't want that to happen, so I'm trying to make it so that it's not coming off. So I'm going to use my scissors because that's what I have here to close this clasp, hoping it stays. And that is not panning out. Okay, so I'm going to take my little bumblebee that I think is precious, and I am going to take my mop head and put it through, oh my goodness, the hole in the top of my bumblebee. I was going to tie the bumblebee around, have this tied around the top of the bumblebee. It didn't look good. So now I'm gluing my little bumblebee to my mop head. So I'm going to use some hot glue and some regular people glue, craft glue, whatever you want to call it. And I am going to squinch this up right here. I'm just making a huge mess, but there we go. This one's going to have to go. It's too much. Okay. So here's my adorable bumblebee, and this flower can't be here. I don't know if you can see that, but I cannot get my little bookmark, whatever you want to call it, in my pocket. So I'm going to have to take that off. So we're going to have to find something else for that area. Much easier without that in the way. So here is the bumblebee right here. Now I need something else for up here. I don't know if this would be too high, too much. It's hard to say. That would get in the way, I think, too. So let's see what else I have. I have this little tiny blue flower I made out of clay. So we're going to use that. Put that right there. So all I need is to put a little bit of embroidery thread on here to close this up, a rubber band. I'm thinking maybe a rubber band. So here's the rubber band I have, and I am going to put the rubber band around the buttons. Can you see that? My hand's in the way, I apologize. So let's do it this way. So I'm going to twist it. You know what? I'm going to twist it before I put it on there. So I twisted it like 4 times. Put it here. Here. That might be too much. I think it too. And there it is. I can undo one of them. Let me just do it 3 times instead of 4 times. I think that might be better. It's going to need one more because it's too much, too big. So you can use a smaller rubber band or whatever, but you get the gist of the rubber band. So that's one. This is my one envelope. It's got my little honeybee on it. It's got a little bit of a bookmark, some flowers. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Now I'm going to show you another kind of pocket that you could do. I drink, oh my Lanta, oh here it is. I like to drink tea, and it has this cute little panda on it, and look, it's a little pocket. How cute is that? So I'm going to jazz this up a bit. So, thinking, I like the panda, but I don't like the wording on the tea thing. So I have a piece of paper with some little flowery things. I'm going to stick this right on here. These are just pockets for your journal. This is a little longer, which I have no problem with. How cute is that? It's just a little pocket. I want to get rid of this numbering. You don't have to keep the panda. You can keep the panda. It's entirely up to you. So I am going to, I don't know, maybe I'll get rid of the little panda. I'm thinking I might get rid of the little panda. Look at how cute he is. So I'm going to get some supplies to work on my little organic white tea bag holder, which will be a little pocket for my junk journal. So I have some paper with some coffee on it. Which of course I have a tutorial about that. And the words, but I'd like them upside down so you don't really have to see the words. Read the words. Maybe I'll have them right side up. I don't know. I change my mind. That's the one fun thing about crafting, is you can change your mind all the time. And nobody cares. So I'm going to put it the right way. And then I have more of this. I'm going to put that on there. More glue. Open up my little tea bag holder. Kind of look the exact same because I used tea on both of them. So I'm going to get some more stuff to pizzazz this up. But that would be cute if I put a little bow on it instead to open it up. I'm thinking I'm going to take this off. Okay, I like the bow idea. So I am going to glue my bow. I like that I can change my mind. And so with this little bow, okay, look how precious. Ha ha! Ha ha! It makes that noise when you open it. No, I'm just kidding. And then I need some more colors. I have this little paper that I had gotten off an envelope or something, which I need to add a little bit more color to my little pocket envelope here. So I just keep cutting the little triangle out some, and I'm going to put this over here. Not sure if I mentioned that I have done the bows, of course, in another tutorial. Most of the items I have, I do tutorials on. And if there's anything you'd like me to make, or you want to see how to make it, just let me know, and I absolutely will figure out how to do it. I'm going to go get some stuff to make this pop, Be right back. Okay, so I've got my glue. I've got some glitter. I'm going to sparkle this up a tad. So I'm going to just go around the outside of the bow. Not a whole bunch of glue, but I'd like to put some glitter on there. Just want to add a little bit of sparkle. How fun is that? Could need a little more because there's a lot of glue over here, which is fine. How fun. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more down here. Just a little. And put some more glitter on there. And while that is waiting, I have this adorable little button of a butterfly that I'm going to stick in the corner. Right here. And then I have these tags, and I put a little rubber band on it. How cute is that? So, hold on one moment. Let me tap off the glitter. I can open this up, just like that. Pull your pocket open. Put my little tag in. Precious. It's short enough to, without this, hold on, close. Oh, my little butterfly fell off. Oh, goodness. So I have just pizzazzed up a tea bag holder. So I think that looks pretty awesome. Be right back. Oops.